Shannon Briggs will fight Oquendo for the WBA regular heavyweight world title. As we know, Lucas Browne is no longer in the equation because of a second failed drug test. So in steps Oquendo to replace Lucas Browne. And according to a company called Heavyweight Factory, who represents Shannon Briggs, the reason that Oquendo has got this fight is because he took legal action against the WBA. That's why he's replacing Lucas Browne and fighting Shannon Briggs. Most people are not really interested in ever seeing Oquendo in a boxing ring again, but there you have it. If he has got this opportunity through legal proceedings, then I guess it has to happen. Interestingly and strangely, this individual called Ricardo Rizzo, I hope I'm pronouncing that surname correctly, I'm sure I'm not, who represents the Heavyweight Factory, again, that represents Shannon Briggs. He says that this fight could take place either at the Hard Rock, the famous Hard Rock Cafe, somewhere in the United States. There must be a million of those restaurants in the USA. So it'll either take place at the Hard Rock or it will take place in Jamaica. That's right, not Jamaica Queens, but the actual country of Jamaica in the Caribbean. That will be the first time that a world heavyweight title fight will have been contested in Jamaica for a very, very long time. You might have to check those history books because I can't think off the top of my head, but the last time I remember, and I wasn't watching boxing at the time, but the last time I remember a heavyweight title fight that took place in Jamaica was when Joe Frazier defended his world title against George Foreman, unsuccessfully. That's where Foreman got crowned champion. So I guess you could say it would be historical. Although the WBA regular title, some will contend, is not really a real title anyway. It's kind of silly that the WBA have got this split version of their title in every division where they got a super title and a regular title. It's nonsense. Whatever the case may be, I'm sure Shannon Briggs will be all over it and say he made history, this, that, and the other. So there you go, people. Shannon Briggs versus Oquendo. They're in advanced negotiations at the moment. If they can't come to an agreement, then as usual, it'll go to purse bids. But according to Ricardo Rizzo, he don't think it will go to purse bids and that an agreement is relatively close. So let me know what you think about this fight, people. Shannon Briggs versus Oquendo. Both guys are well into their 40s. Shannon Briggs was a heavyweight champion. I'm not sure if Oquendo ever held a version of the heavyweight title. The WBA belt is so, with their split titles, I'm not sure if he held a version at some state. I can't even remember now. But off the top of my head, I remember he's fought for the WBA title several times. He obviously fought back in the days, people like David Tua, so on and so forth. He fought Ruslan Chagayev. Oquendo was always a decent boxer, decent skills. His nickname was Fast Fred Oquendo. That's what he used to call himself. I don't know if he's still going by that name now. But he was always fairly fast, but lacked any kind of serious punching power for a heavyweight. I'm sure if he hits you on the chin, it ain't going to tickle, but he's not as concussive as a lot of the other big guys out there. He's been out the ring for 2 years, though. He hasn't fought since his controversial fight with Ruslan Chagayev. So we don't know what he's going to be like. We know what the Cannon brings to the table. He's been fairly active, although he has been kept out of the ring because of this failed attempt to fight in David Haye. And many fighters have been in that very same boat, so they can feel Shannon Briggs' pain. But yeah, Briggs has been a lot more active than Oquendo, at least. We know what Briggs brings to the table. A lot of power and a lot of aggression in the first couple rounds. If you can't get him out of there early, if he can't get you out of there early, then Briggs is really a sitting duck for anything you want to throw at him after that. Does Oquendo have enough? I don't know. I guess you could say it's an even fight because you've got two old boys in there. So if you're remotely interested in this fight, let me know. If you're not interested, let me know either way. And how do you think the fight's going to go? Who's going to win this one? Drop it all in the comment section below. It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.